Hi everyone, my name's Kate Kalthoff and welcome to a Stamping to Share video. Today we're going to create this great card from the stamp set called Springtime Hello. Here it is. You can see it in all its glory. It's got the little bee here, a cute little spring sentiment, and a couple of flower choices. We're going to use the taller daisy flower choice today. And again, this is what the card looks like. And let me go ahead and teach you how to do this. So the first thing, of course, that you'll need is your base cardstock for your card. This is Old Olive. I've cut it at 4 1/4 by 11 inches and I've scored it at 5 1/2. And I'm just folding this in half, and I'm going to take my bone folder so that it has a nice crease for us to work with. The next thing that you'll need is a 4 by 5 1/4 inch piece of Naturals Ivory cardstock, and I have gone ahead and cut in an oval in this cardstock. I used the third oval. As you can see, this is our oval framelits collection, and I used the third one from the center, which makes that nice cutout. Perfect size for what we're going to do. The next thing I did is I took the Honeycomb Die, or the Honeycomb embossing folder, and I just ran this through the Big Shot machine with the Honeycomb embossing folder. And I also found that I liked the edges a little bit sponged, so I'm just taking a sponge, and I've got some Old Olive ink, and I am just going to sponge a little bit along this edge. That'll help it show up a little bit more against the very vanilla paper. Now I have noticed, and I've made a couple of these cards, that the spots right here are a little bit on the weak side, and so to fortify them I like to use a little bit of Scotch tape just on the back. And the only reason it's a little bit weak is because we are oops, I guess I can trim that even. The reason it's a little bit weak is because we're cutting kind of close to the edge, and this is a pretty deeply embossing folder. So I'll just trim off these tape edges. Looks like I did get a little bit on the inside here, but a little bit of Scotch tape can fix that. Okay, and then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to sponge this outer edge as well. And I love how that just picks up the highlighting from the Honeycomb embossing folder. You could, of course, if you want to, just lightly go over the entire piece. I think that would look really cute too. But we're going to keep it simple today. So then I do want to go ahead and make my ribbon wrap. I have a couple of 1/8 inch taffeta pieces of ribbon here, and I'm just going to fold this around, and I'm going to again get a couple pieces of tape and just secure this with tape. And I think, yeah, I don't know how I think these are about maybe 3 1/2 inches long, maybe a little bit longer. I just don't remember right now, but that's what it looks like. And then I have another one here that I'm going to do a ribbon wrap with, so that it's just a little tie-on. And I find that I do a little bit better with tie-ons than I do when I'm trying to take the whole thing and swing it around. It just works better for me. There we go. Alright, so that part of the card is done. And then I would like a little bee kind of buzzing off here in the corner looking down towards the flower. So I have the bee put on a block A, and I am going to ink him up nicely. And we're just going to fit him in that block and press down, and there he is. The little bee is buzzing. Isn't that cute? Just love that. And now we're ready to go ahead and, no, I guess we can't put it on our card yet. We have to do a little bit more stamping. This is a 3 1/8 by 3 3/4 inch piece of very vanilla paper. It's going to be sitting right here. And so let's go ahead and stamp that. So we can just take our flower image, just stamp it right like this. And then we can make sure that that's going to fit where we want it. And actually, I kind of like it so that the flower kind of looks like it's coming up from the bottom of the oval. So I'm going to trim this down so that we get that effect. And now it's just a matter of centering it onto our card right where we want it. So that looks good. So now all I have to do is I'm just going to hold this in place, and using a little Scotch tape, which is going to be hidden, we can just tape this in place. And I think I'll set this right here and make sure it still is going to fit, and it is. It looks nice. So now this panel we can go ahead and put on with multi-purpose liquid glue. So I will put a little strip of glue all the way around my card, and then we can just set this on here, and we can adjust it to make sure that all of our edges are nice and even. Look at how pretty that is and how quickly that came together. Now the next thing is we want to add a little bit of embellishment to the flower. Looks a little plain at the moment, so we're going to take, I have my pearls here. I don't think I have my paper piercer here, so I'm going to use my paper snips and pick up a pearl. We're going to set that in. We're going to take the smallest pearl and put it into the smallest flower, and then we'll take one size up pearl and set that in the flower that's just a little bit bigger. There we go. And now the outside of our card is done, except I think it looks cute if we just add a little touch of spring, a little spring sentiment down here. And so I've stamped that on a piece of scrap paper, Hello Spring, and then I went to the Big Shot machine, and using the banner framelit dies, which you can find in the Spring 2014 catalog, I went ahead and just cut that out. And now we can put this on dimensionals, which I have right here. We'll use 2 dimensionals, and we'll pop those edges off. We can set that right here underneath our bow. And now our card looks absolutely complete from the front. Now the inside, to finish off the inside, this is going to be a blank card. So I have a piece of Very Vanilla cut at 4 by 5 1/4. And then I decided, you know, I'm just going to use some, this is the Polka Dot Parade Designer Series paper, and I'm just going to put a little bit of glue here along the bottom, and we'll just line this up. It's cut at a 1/2 inch, and I think it's just a tad long. It's probably about 5 1/2 inches, but we are going to trim that to fit. And then we'll use some snail along the top, and we'll just center that into the inside panel. And now we have a nice looking inside panel with plenty of room to write. And there's our spring card. Hope you've enjoyed this video. It's been fun teaching. Have a great day, and thanks so much for stopping by. I appreciate you. Bye-bye.